You're listening to Ask When, the podcast. Folks from all walks of life talk about their daily hustle and bustle, living and celebrating life, sharing tips on becoming champions, especially for those who are muscling mental and physical disabilities. Ask When, the podcast, with your host who has mustered over 30 years living with cerebral palsy and going strong. Author and cerebral palsy advocate Wynn Charles. Ask When, the podcast starts right now.
Welcome to Ask When, everyone. This afternoon I have Suzanne with me, so I'm going to let Miss Suzanne take it away and share her story with you guys.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you, Wynn, for this opportunity to be on today to share my story. My name is Susan Hendrix. I am an ex-entrepreneur. I used to own a durable medical equipment company which serviced patients in the metropolitan Detroit and suburb areas. Along with that, I used to own a medical billing and consulting service. I am currently the founder and director of the Charlie E. and Minnie P. Hendrix Foundation for Chronic Illness Awareness. But most importantly, I have systemic lupus erythematosus.
Okay.
Now,
you have a lupus.
Correct.
Lupus.
Yeah, I have lupus. Now, I was clinically diagnosed with systemic lupus in 2004, but before being clinically diagnosed, I had experienced all the signs and symptoms of this illness at the age of 5. My journey has not been an easy one. Just to give you guys an example, I have had a heart attack, 2 strokes, and been hospitalized and operated on numerous occasions that I can no longer remember what I was in the hospital for.
Yeah.
Now, I do have the medical records to prove all of my hospitalizations, but my main mission, I had to reinvent myself. And by reinventing myself, I sat down one day and I had a talk with God. I said, now, I've done everything I was supposed to do, I thought, in life. Finished high school, finished college, started my own companies. But what is it that I'm supposed to do now that I was no longer able to hold a job down? And I went on and I waited till I received that answer. And something came to me and said, only you can tell your story that can help someone else. So I started to podcast to share my story of how I live each and every day with lupus.
Okay, Suzanne, for those of you that don't know, first of all, Suzanne, you're walking, talking miracle by all miracles. And so I applaud you for that. For those of you that don't know, I have a friend of mine who I got introduced to by my dad. He also has lupus. And I am going to see if I can find a picture of I learned about lupus when I was 6 years old, I think, because this friend of my dad's um, also ran a charity. Um, he was a world-renowned skier. I don't think he skis anymore, but at the time he was doing, and his charity was called Loops for Lupus, and he did incredible stuff for the lupus community. I um I realized, okay, and I think that's the reason why this person fell in love with me is because I understood a little bit about disabilities. And so I learned about lupus several years ago. And now, lupus, for those of you, and Suzanne, jump in here and correct me if I'm wrong. For those of you that don't know what lupus is, it's an autoimmune disorder, and so Suzanne and I are at high risk for what's going on right now, and for coronavirus. And because it's an autoimmune disorder, and because of my neurological condition CP, I'm also at high risk. And so, Suzanne, what would you say to people who are listening to this podcast and think, oh boy, I may be in for a long haul because I may be diagnosed with lupus? What are some of the key signs that you should go get checked out by your general practitioner or or neurologist or what? Help us out here.
Okay, now each one who has this illness experience different symptoms and signs. No one person's symptom and sign is alike. Now, as for myself, at the age of 5, I lost my hair, which shocked my mother. She was getting me ready for school, and while she was combing my hair, clumps of hair came out in the hairbrush. And my father told her to take me to the doctor right away. And then I experienced rashes all over my body. I could no longer go outside when the sun was at its highest peak. I would break out totally in a rash. Then I felt tired. My joints would ache, and it just felt like I had the flu all of the time. And but for some, the butterfly rash is one of the most common signs. And if you have like flu-like symptoms, but it's not flu season, you need to be checked out because the type of lupus I have, the systemic lupus erythematosus, is the most common form of lupus. It has attacked my heart, my liver, my kidneys. Um, it hadn't attacked my brain yet, but my joints, my skin, lungs, it can wreak havoc on an individual's body. But I want anyone out there who is listening, and especially those who have this chronic illness, to know that your life is not over. We don't look for pity. We don't look for sympathy. What we do look for is understanding of what we're going through. There is a phrase that is prevalent within the lupus community. We're not lazy. We're sick. We may look fine on the outside, but we fight internally with our bodies each and every day.
Suzanne, and Suzanne, I want
Yes.
you to, the reason why I stayed quiet is because I agree with you. I may look fine on the outside, you guys, but I fight on a daily basis with this neurological disability called CP, which is a little green monster that I can't control.
Right.
Green monster that I can't control. So I may look fine on the outside, but geez, I fight every single day. And to those who are fighting either with coronavirus or to those who are fighting with pre-existing conditions like lupus or cerebral palsy, yeah, just fight's a good fight, and we'll see what we can do. And now, Suzanne, if
Yes.
your BFF had to write a book about you, what would the title be?
Wow. The best way that my book title would be She Fought to the End and Never Gave Up on Hope.
Suzanne, you're gonna make me cry now. And I don't
like to make you cry, but
you know what? Interviews. She fought to the end and never gave up hope. Ay,
and
ay,
I
ay, 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 ay.
never give up hope on anything. And I think it's important for people, just like what we're going through now. Don't give up hope. We may be down right now going through this virus, but we are not out for the count. Never give up on hope.
Never,
It is a better day coming.
never, ever give up on hope. And so, yeah. And so, Suzanne, what is your favorite book? And what is the title?
My favorite book is the Bible, and I'm going to tell you why. When I was clinically diagnosed, and what some may not understand, when an individual goes through a lupus flare, it is so painful. It is a pain, really, that I don't wish for anybody to experience. And one night I was typing out my dissertation, and a flare hit me. And I cried out to God. I said, "Oh God, I've come this close. Please let me make it to the end." I laid down for a minute, got back up. And so in turn, I had to email the professor and let the professor know that I have lupus and I'm going through a lupus flare right now. And I don't know if I'm going to get my dissertation in on time. He said, "No problem, Susan. What I want you to do is do as much as you can and get it into me by 3:00 in the morning." So can you imagine typing out your dissertation, and when a pain hits, you have to fall over on something soft and lay there and just let it subside, and then get back up and started typing. It was the word of God that kept me in a sane frame of mind, and that allowed me to get that paper in. And then after that, I was taken to the hospital. So the Bible has gotten me through many of my hardest times dealing with this illness.
Wow. Wow. That is just so inspiring, and that inspires me to finish my 6-year journey of getting a 4-year degree. Yes, there have been bumps in the road, but yes, I'm going to finish it this year, and we'll actually finish it in 2022 and see where we land up. But Suzanne, do you have any questions for me as we wrap this interview up?
Yes. How did you start? What was your enthusiasm, I'll say, in writing your own book? What prompted you to write your own book? Was it that you wanted to get your story told?
No. Watching my mother die. watching my mother die, and becoming to the best of her, to the best of my abilities, a advocate for viral meningitis. I'm also advocate for lung cancer now. Lung cancer is a new one on my plate. And I'm also an advocate for cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy was the stepping stone, and then it goes viral meningitis, and then it goes lung cancer. And so it's like a it's like a mandala. It's like cerebral palsy is in the middle of the mandala, and off that is the lung cancer, and off that is the meningitis. And the reason why I became a meningitis advocate / a lung cancer advocate is that both my parents died of, one died of a heart attack only in May, and then May 2019, and then the other one died of meningitis in 2010. So watching my mother die, becoming advocate for meningitis, made me write the book to leave my legacy behind.
Right, right. Well, I would just like to tell you, you are an inspiration, Wynn. You truly are. And I just want you to know that. And also to your listeners, no matter what you go through in life, never give up. You have to reinvent yourself, and you have to keep pushing forward. There is always hope. Never give up hope.
And Suzanne, where can people find you if they want to find you?
I'm on Instagram. You can reach me on Instagram at I am lupus. You can also reach me on Facebook, my story, Living with Lupus Podcast. Also, you can further read more about me and my foundation on Facebook at the Charlie E. and Minnie P. Hendrix Foundation.
Well, you guys, you're going to have to go on a wild goose chase to find out more about lupus, because lupus is one of those diseases who that attacks the body. Cerebral palsy does not. Cerebral palsy just lays dormant, and then something else will take me down. I know it will. But and I'm also looking for someone and anyone who knows a person with Lou Gehrig's disease, because I'll explain why at a later date. And so I'm looking for not only cerebral palsy, but I'm also looking for Lou Gehrig's disease, and I am also looking for more people with lupus to come out of the woodwork like Suzanne did, because I need to now promote cerebral palsy. I need to promote lung cancer. I need to promote heart attack awareness. And so, yeah. So I need you guys to help me. I need you guys to bang the drum. I need you guys to share this episode out. And I need you guys to support. And so I will talk to you guys later. But for right now, I appreciate the support. And so, yeah. And so I will talk to you guys later. But I thank you, Suzanne, for being brave and coming on and sharing your story. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
You just listened to Ask Win, the podcast. To become a guest in the show, visit our website at askwin.weebly.com or call 816-591-3399. Just look for Danielle. Connect with Win on Twitter at WinKellyCharles and like our Facebook page at Butterflies of Wisdom. You can also purchase Win's book through Amazon.com or get a copy of the audiobook through Audible. Ask Win, the podcast.